Cadillac's Hit Music Station, 107.9 CDY. We love to talk about great things going on in the community here on the Get Up and Go Morning Show. And for the last couple of years, we've been visiting with Eric Richards right around this time of year to talk about, in the dead of January, the snow is flying, it's cold outside. It's always nice to think about May, isn't it, Eric?
It really is.
Yeah, it is. And you are once again doing the benefit 3-on-3 basketball tournament, the Temple Hill benefit tournament, and we wanted to have you on this morning to talk about this year's tournament and who it will benefit.
This year's Temple Hill 3-on-3 charity basketball tournament will benefit Jeremy Moore and his family. Jeremy suffers from a cancer called liposarcoma, and it presents itself in tumors in the legs and abdomen, and he's got it in the abdomen, which is, from how he explained it, is particularly difficult for them to deal with. So he's going through some things. He's had it for 6 years, and he's gone through 2 surgeries already. He's got another surgery upcoming as soon as they can get him in. So he's dealing with a lot right now.
Tell us a little bit more about Jeremy, where he works and his family and the things you know about him.
Jeremy is the guy at the Pines. He is in charge of the softball fields. He's in charge of the bowling leagues. Pretty much anything that goes on, Pines softball, Pines bowling, Jeremy's behind it. He does this better than I do. He stays behind the scenes.
We know you would prefer to stay behind the scenes.
Yes, I would.
But you also know that to promote this event, you've got to come out and you're okay. You're okay with radio.
Yeah, radio wasn't bad. Don't put me behind the camera, though. But Jeremy was very secretive about his cancer. I just found out about it about 2 months ago. And for those that don't know, Jeremy, he's just a phenomenal guy. Any benefits, any charities that happen through the Pines, through the softball fields or the bowling alley, Jeremy's behind that. Jeremy is in charge of that, and Jeremy is the one that donates that stuff. Jeremy is just a very giving, great guy. And when I heard of his situation, I was shocked because I know Jeremy. You know, I see him all summer long playing softball. And it really just, resonated within me to really want to do something. And after talking to him, and he said a couple times, this is just Jeremy. If you know Jeremy, he said a couple times, if there's someone that deserves it more or someone needs it more, give it to them. So after much deliberation and talking to a couple people that I trust about who to help, we all decided it was time to, turn the tables on Jeremy a little bit and help him out this year. So,
can you talk a little bit about some of your previous beneficiaries of this tournament and how much money was raised over the years?
Well, this is our 5th year. And so far in the 4 previous tournaments, we've raised over $16,000. The first year was Butch Conrad, their family. His wife, Amy, had passed away suddenly. And so basically we're just trying to get something going for him real quick. It wasn't meant to be an annual thing. It was just, he needed help and we wanted to help him.
And that, as I recall, that one was kind of thrown together in a matter of weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we raised just over $1,500 for him, which isn't bad. The next year we were a little more planned. We met the Miller family, Casey, who had cancer and has since passed away, unfortunately. And we raised about $3,500 for them. The next year we met the McNutt family and little Zachary, just this beautiful little boy who is doing awesome, by the way. We raised about just over $6,500 for them. And then last year, we met little Zoe, and Zoe was a challenge. We had a high, lofty goal, and just some issues came up with the family from Traverse City donating $7,000 some for the dog,
which of course is not really an issue at all. It turned out to be fantastic, a great story.
It was great, but
and then you went ahead and did it anyway.
It complicated things for me for sure, but I mean, it was a great thing. It's not a complaint,
Yeah,
but it was definitely.
We know what you're saying.
It was definitely something that I wasn't expecting. So we went ahead and we raised just over $5,500 for that family. So we're pretty happy with that. My goal this year is, after speaking with Jeremy, he said that his deductible for his insurance is $5,000, and then his insurance covers everything else, and he's going to easily exceed that. My goal is to exceed $5,000 again this year. He's got to get down to Grand Rapids a lot to go to doctor's appointments. His wife goes with him, and they have to pay for hotel rooms sometimes.
Can't work when you're doing that.
And Jeremy is the sole provider.
Mm-hmm.
So if we could raise over $5,000, just maybe pay off the deductible. If we raise more than that, great. But that's my goal, is $5,000. And then anything else would just be super helpful for them, just to give them 1 year to not have to worry about paying doctor's bills. That would just be a huge burden lifted off their shoulders for at least a year. So.
Give us the date and how folks can become involved in this.
The tournament dates are the weekend of May 13th through the 15th, with the major day being the Saturday, the 14th. Right now, I'm looking for volunteers, people who want to volunteer their time to help me find sponsors. We want sponsors also. The sponsorship fee this year, again, is $100. And that will get your name on the back of the player shirts that every player gets when they register for the tournament. I'll be coming back here on the Friday before the tournament. Then I'll be thanking all of the sponsors once again that morning. And I'm not sure this is the 5th year. I want to do something special. I'm not really sure what that means yet. I have a bunch of ideas shooting around in my head, but I don't want to announce anything because nothing's permanent,
set in stone.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, probably going to do something special for some sponsors. Probably going to do something special for some players. Definitely going to do something special for our church. But just want to give back. Just want to help Jeremy out. Jeremy's been helping people for a long time, as long as I've known him. And Jeremy really needs help this time. So, I'm hoping Cadillac can band together and we can raise a lot of money for Jeremy's family.
Let's get your contact information for not only regular folks who just want to help out, volunteer, or maybe if we have some businesses who are listening this morning that might want to chip in some sponsorship money.
Sure. I have a Facebook page for the tournament. It's Temple Hill 3-on-3 Charity Basketball Tournament. If you just Facebook search that, it'll pop right up. I have an email address, which is templehillbasketball@gmail.com. Or you can call me or text me on my personal cell phone number. The number is 231-878-2589. I'll answer any questions at any time. There are no bad questions. Feel free to call, feel free to text, and let me know what you need.
5th year of this event, and it's raised a lot of money for folks who really needed it. And Eric, I know this embarrasses you, but I'm going to say it anyway. You have a heart to serve. And you are a very awesome member of the Cadillac community, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you.
And we'll look forward to having you back here in a few months to pass out some thank yous.
Can't wait.
All right. Give us your number one more time.
My phone number is 231-878-2589.
That's Eric Richards, the organizer of the Temple Hill 3-on-3 basketball tournament coming up May 13th through the 15th, Temple Hill Baptist Church on Division Street in Cadillac. And we are very proud to help support such a wonderful, wonderful cause on 107.9 CDY.